It's in Luke 16:19 through 31 that we have the account of Jesus telling a story to his disciples we call the Rich Man and Lazarus. It's about two guys, one really wealthy, one very poor. And upon their death, both men going to a place, one to eternal torment, it's a very serious story, and one to paradise. The Bible uses the term here, or Jesus uses the term here, Abraham's side or his bosom. So one goes to be with his father, the other goes to torment. Now this story is a parable, so we have to be really careful in drawing conclusions about what we believe about eternity and theological and doctrinal implications about heaven and hell. And there's so much to that. I think you're going to discuss it in some way or another in your small group. But this we can say, Jesus taught that both heaven and hell was a very real place, as real as any place we live right now. Either way, the story is about a conversation the rich man has with Abraham. He asks for help for his suffering, and to that, Abraham tells him, well, what's done is done. What you did on this earth and how you responded has determined your eternity. Why? Because it's something that happens within the heart of all men. So the rich man pleads for one more favor. He asks that someone would go and tell his family to repent so that they would not face the same suffering he was facing. And it's Abraham's response to the rich man's request in verse 29 that tells us what Jesus was trying to teach us. He says, well, they have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. And he says, no, Father Abraham, but if someone goes to them from the dead, in other words, if someone rises again from the dead, if someone miraculously goes before them, well then they will repent. And he says, if they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced if someone were to rise from the dead. It's quite a story. And it's exactly what happens. See, Jesus is prophesying something. See, Jesus did come to earth. He did rise from the dead. But not all who heard or saw him believed. And the same is still true today. I think this story is going to generate a lot of discussion in your small group. I'm glad we're going through this story. Some call it a parable. Others call it a story. Parables primarily don't name the characters of the story. Either way, it's a story that's going to generate a great deal of discussion. So let me just remind you, make sure that you read through Luke 16:19 through 31 and spend some time in prayer and then get into the study questions.